You know, when I first bought this 2016 Macan, I had no idea how many women drove this thing. Now that I own it, I see the Macans out there and I tend to notice who drives it. And literally 2 out of 3 women drive the Macan, and that's just shocking. I can't believe it. Now, not that there's anything wrong with it, but does that mean that I'm embarrassed to drive this thing? The truth is, I really love the Macan. I'm really glad that I bought it because it serves the purposes for what I bought it for. It has the practicality, the utility, and it's fun to drive. I didn't want something as a daily driver that I hated driving, and so the Macan really does fit the bill. And this car is really a Porsche at its essence. It's so much fun to drive, and I love the fact that it's elevated off the ground. These days, there's so much stuff on the road. There's boxes, mattresses, couches, like anything you can think of, it's out on the road. Being able to drive without worrying about damaging your car is just peace of mind. And now that I've owned this car for a couple months, I'm gonna tell you about the things that I like and also some of the things that I don't like, and give you an overview of what it's like to live with this on a day-to-day basis. Now, one of the things I really like about the car is the interior. The interior is so high quality, the fit and finish. And because it's a 7-year-old car, you would expect things to be degraded and worn out, but that is really not the case with this. Now, some of it is because the previous owner took really good care of it, but nonetheless, the way Porsche designed the interior, the engineering that went into it, like you can really feel it. The materials are real top-notch, high quality, and when you push on these different things, they're just really sturdy and well built, and you can feel it. And with most other cars, there's a cheap feeling, there's this plasticky interior, and there's no rattling with the Porsche Macan. It's real solid, real sturdy, and I love that about this car. The seats are extremely comfortable. They're so supportive. When I first got the car, I thought the 18-way adjustable seats was completely overkill, just an unnecessary, unneeded luxury. But now that I've been living with it, it's actually fantastic. Like, you can get the real perfect seating position in the car, the side bolsters in the back, all of it combined together adds to the driving experience. And these are one of the most comfortable seats that I've ever had. And again, just like the interior, the seats are in amazing condition and they've held up so well over the years. And with the seating position, it does feel like the car is a sports car. It doesn't feel like an SUV. I like to have the seat as low as possible so it feels less like an SUV and more like a car. And so right now, the seating position is at the lowest point, but if you want to be high up, you can. And you can see I'm several inches higher than I was before. If you like feeling like you're driving a bus on top of the world, you have this commanding view of the road, you can do that as well. It's completely personal preference. But my preference is to take the SUV out of it as much as I can and put the car back into it. This is my ideal driving position. The steering wheel also is fantastic. The Porsche steering wheel is just the right size. The grip is great. The thickness is just right. And there are these indentations for the thumbs. That's, again, a thoughtful touch. And these are, again, details that you would never notice until you own the car. And I've come to appreciate all of the thinking that's gone behind designing and building this car. One thing I'll point out that I don't know how many people really care about it is that this gear lever is just the right height. And if you're lazy like me, I love being able to rest my hand on this and push the buttons and manipulate things on the menu and the touch screen and not get tired doing it, having to hold your arm up, your shoulder muscles wearing out. One of those things that I've grown to love about this Macan. One thing I really appreciate about this is the way you control the temperature and the fan speed is by pushing up and down on these things, and you have this click that you can feel and hear, and it makes it very easy to just be able to change it without having to take your eye off the road and do it in a very subtle manner. Again, one of those design things that Porsche really thought about, and I really enjoy that part about this. Being that I bought this car for practicality and utility, The fact that it's got all of these cup holders and storage spaces is great, especially for long road trips. The cup holders can fit this really big water bottle. This is a 32-ounce water bottle that can fit into all of these different spots, which is actually very useful and perfect for long drives. And then the panoramic sunroof that comes with this Macan is also pretty awesome. When you open the thing up, it's bright and airy. And being that it's a black car with a black interior, it gets some light into the car, and on nice sunny days, it's amazing to have this thing pushed all the way back, completely open, let the air in. Again, one of those features of the car that I really love. Now, of course, I love driving the Porsche Macan because the experience is fantastic overall. But I do have a small gripe, which is when it comes to low speeds, it's a little bit fickle, and Porsche can't make up its mind of what gear to put it in. And in normal mode, the throttle response isn't quite there. So if you're going at low speeds and you need to speed up, it takes a while for the throttle to kick in and the gear to downshift. And at low speeds, it's just a jerky, unpleasant experience for the most part. If you're looking for a fuel efficient car, then this is not it. The average MPG on the Macan is about 17 miles per gallon, maybe 18. And I'm generally driving it pretty easy. I'm not pushing it. So I'm actually surprised by the low gas mileage. I thought it would have been a little bit higher. And so I'm always at the gas station filling up this thing. The other thing that I don't like is that the visor is too small. It doesn't block the sun super well, and it doesn't extend out, which I wish it did. These are just small gripes and complaints. Overall though, the car is brilliant to drive. It's a family hauler, grocery getter, daily driver that you actually want to get in and drive, and you look forward to the experience. Because when you're driving it in a spirited fashion and when you really get on it, it's fun. It's not the most powerful SUV. It's 340 horses for a pretty heavy car. So it doesn't take off in this crazy fast manner, but it's still enough to make it an enjoyable and fun driving experience. You can pass people pretty easily. 0 to 60 is like right around 5 seconds. So it's pretty quick for a daily driver. Driving it, you just can't help but be impressed at how Porsche was able to pull this off. And especially when you get on it, it sounds good, the shifts are quick, and there's an exhaust note to it. And so far in my ownership experience, this has been a lot of fun to own. And it's not like I'm going to keep this car forever, but during the time that I'm going to own it, I'll enjoy thoroughly. And absolutely it was the right decision, especially for the amount of money that I paid for it. And it's a certified pre-owned, so there's the warranty if I need it, which I'm pretty sure I'll need to take advantage of it soon. This is probably one of the best used cars that I've owned, and even though I'm not planning on owning this for that long, during the time that I own it, I think it'll be a really enjoyable experience.